Tonight on Trending Now. It was once known as the center of Christian propagation, consisting of 5 peninsulas and numerous islands. Thus the name Long Cape. Welcome to Nagasaki. This is Kelly Misa Fernandez, and you're on Trending Now. Nagasaki is a port city, surrounded by mountains and offers numerous attractive features, including history, food, and shopping opportunities. Situated on the southwest part of Japan, Nagasaki is the capital and the largest city of Nagasaki Prefecture or province on the island of Kyushu, Japan's 3rd largest island. While the name is synonymous with the dropping of the atomic bomb back in the 1940s, present-day Nagasaki has completely recovered, becoming a vibrant, charming, and a city of great beauty. This is Dejima, the only entry point for commercial and cultural exchange during Japan's 200 years of national isolation. During the 18th and 19th century, Dejima used to be the trading center of all of Japan. And this right here behind me, this was the living quarters of the Dutch chief factor during those times. Still in its original location, Dejima is currently open to public as a museum. This residence, Dejima's most noteworthy, served not only as the living quarters for the chief factor back then, but also as a place to entertain guests. But what really caught my attention here? This shop where visitors get to rent easy-to-wear kimono. This is something I've always wanted to try, wearing a traditional kimono. And here at Dejima, you can wear a kimono in 3 minutes. Exciting. Let's choose. Oh, I think I found the one I like. Now that I've chosen my kimono, I'm about to choose my obi, which is the belt, and the eri, which is the collar. And of course, we have Miss Ano to help me get dressed. So Miss Ano, do we choose an obi belt? And lastly, we add the obishime, which is the belt. And I'm done dressing up, and I did it in less than 3 minutes. Now it's time to do my hair. Okay, yay! This service is getting very popular among tourists from all over the globe. Another famous attraction here in Nagasaki City is located on the Minamiyamate hillside, overlooking Nagasaki Harbor, the Glover Garden. Completed in 1863 and designated as an important cultural asset, this park was built for Thomas Blake Glover, a Scottish merchant who contributed to the modernization and industrialization of Japan. In here stands the oldest wooden Western-style home in Japan. The garden is blooming with flowers. A stunning view of the Nagasaki harbor. And was the location that the opera Madame Butterfly was based on. To fully understand the city, especially its message of world peace, a visit to Nagasaki's Peace Mark is a must. Starting from the Peace Statue, the park is full of artworks donated by countries all over the world in support of the city's prayer for peace. Located near the Peace Park is the Atomic Bomb Hypocenter, or the Ground Zero, where an atomic bomb exploded over Nagasaki on August 9, 1945, causing approximately 150,000 deaths or injuries. The original ground level is preserved and displayed here as important evidence of the atomic bomb disaster. Also within the area is the Nagasaki Atomic Bomb Museum, where a number of artifacts related to the bombing are on display. The museum also exhibits a number of photographs that depict the devastation caused by the atomic bomb. As the sun goes down on Nagasaki, I took the glass-paneled gondola ropeway up to Mount Inasa, the best spot to see the stunning Nagasaki nightscape. We are now here at the top of Mount Inasa Observatory, and if you can see behind me, we have a magnificent view of Nagasaki. We're actually pretty lucky because this is considered to be one of the best night views in the world. Amazing. With Nagasaki Port at the center, mountains loom on three sides. Homes and city lights populate the slopes. And just when I thought my Nagasaki city adventure is over, I found myself in a masterclass with one of Nagasaki's top chefs. I'm such a fan of sushi, which is why tonight I'm very excited that we're actually going to learn how to make it. And with me is Chef Nose. How are you, Chef?
Okay.
And we're going to learn how to make authentic sushi, and it's simple, right, Chef?
Easy, easy.
Yes.
Easy.
But first, we need nori, which is what we're going to use to roll the maki. So I'll just do what you're doing, Chef. Okay. So we form the rice, place it on the nori, and you kind of just spread it out. So usually the rice will be inside the nori, but this time Chef decided we'll do it outside. Okay, so we use the powdered fish cake, and then we get the tamago, or the egg, then the cucumber, and then we get shiitake mushrooms, and next the campio, which is a Japanese vegetable which has been pickled. There. This time, Chef will teach us how to make nigiri sushi. Well, 4 different kinds of nigiri sushi, which are tamago, which is egg, sea bream, which is a kind of fish, shrimp, and salmon roe. Okay, so Chef, what do we do first? Okay, we get a bit of wasabi, and of course, if you want it to be spicier, then you can add more. So we put it on top. Use 2 fingers. Okay. Next, the shrimp. Then we get the nori, and you roll it on the rice. Then you add the salmon roe. So for the tamago sushi, we'll need to cut smaller strips of the nori to create a band. Place it on top. So that's what nigiri actually means. It's the hand movement that you do to shape the sushi. There we go. So we cut up the sushi that we made earlier. And this is gonna be for 4. And of course, it's all about presentation. And for the final touch, we add the pickled ginger and the leaves of a bamboo, which is actually antibacterial. So just put it here. And just like that, we're done.
どうですか?
So chef actually told me that eating with your hands is better for sushi. So let's give it a try. Tamago is actually my favorite, so this will... So good. Charming sightseeing spots, fascinating historical sites, delicious food, and photogenic scenery. Indeed, there's more to Nagasaki City now from its disastrous past. While most Japanese cities are busy, Sasebo is calm and Japanese at the same time. A city to slow down and enjoy Japan. Situated at the westernmost tip of mainland Japan, Fukushima is designated as a national aquatic park within the greater Saikai National Park area. Mr. Tominaga, can you tell us about this cruise?
Yes. はい、所要時間50分、でこの九十九島のこちらの方が、はい、所要時間50分で、南九十九島を、回るツアーとなっております。遊覧の一番の見せ場ですね、一番狭いところをぐるっと反転する、大変難しい、技でございます。これをぜひ一度ご覧になられてください。
When did it start and what prompted you to open this activity?
ではこのクルーズが始まりまして、20年になります。始まりましたきっかけは、西海国立公園、九十九島、この208の島々を、しっかりとですね、皆様の目で、遊覧という形で見ていただきたくスタートしたのがきっかけになります。
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for accommodating us.
ありがとうございます。
These little islands are huddled together in this national park. The beautiful sea here contains treasures such as pearls and oysters. And that's what I'm about to find out a little later. Meanwhile, Fukushima Bay Large Aquarium contains at least 13,000 creatures. And it is possible to view these creatures just like you were walking in the sea. Also, one of the more famous attractions here is the dolphin pool. Tourists can watch cute dolphins do their tricks against the backdrop of Fukushima. One of the activities you can do here at the Fukushima Pearl Sea Resort is pearl picking. So these oysters are actually here and I'll be opening them, I'll be shucking them open and I'll be getting a pearl out of one of them. And I think today is my lucky day because I've gotten an almost perfect pearl. Okay, thank you. So after 5 minutes, I actually get a nice pearl necklace that I chose. So this is the one I like the best. Sasebo is also home to a large-scale theme park, representative of the Kyushu area in Japan, with fun for people of all ages. The Houston Bosch. A site spreading over 152 hectares. Each of its cobblestone and brick-paved streets have been painstakingly designed to take you back to the good old-fashioned days of Europe. This place is beyond amazing. It feels like I'm in Holland. What a view to wake up to. Filled with the harmony flowers and splendid areas of greenery, which constantly change throughout the seasons, Houston Bosch has always aimed to be the most beautiful town in the Orient. As the name Houston Bosch, meaning house in the forest, indicates, this is a resort town built around the theme of living in harmony with nature. Within the park grounds, there are hotels with a European atmosphere, where everyone, from children to older visitors, can relax in the comfort of their rooms as they enjoy the park. Yet another part of the appeal of Houston Bosch. With amazing and moving attractions that use the latest technology and various kinds of entertainment that you can enjoy day or night, each day here is filled with smiling faces and happy cheers. A city full of history, culture, and wonderful sightseeing spot. This is Hirado City. Located at the west end of Kyushu Island, Hirado became Japan's first international trading port 400 years ago. The city offered many tourist attractions, including the Matsura Historical Museum. Built in 1893 to serve as the private residence of the Matsura family, the museum houses more than 30,000 valuable historical documents and artifacts. Most of them handed down in the Matsura family from generation to generation. Everything you see here in this museum was owned by Lord Matsura. But the most important items are these behind me, the samurai armor dating back to the 16th century. It also houses some items associated with some emperors. And many items here are considered national and prefectural cultural assets. Within the compound of this museum, I find the Kan, the tea house, which is the centerpiece of the Chin-Shin-style tea ceremony, One of the oldest Japanese traditions is the tea ceremony, which they do to welcome guests. And I'm about to try it right now. I'm so excited. Another historic spot here in this port city is the Hirado Castle. First built in 1599, the current castle tower was rebuilt recently. From the top of the castle, one can see a commanding view of the Hirado Strait and Iki Island. The exotic cityscape of Hirado blends different cultures for a fascinating visit, illustrating the island's history of East meets West. The mountain is dotted with church steeples, and its foot stands 3 temples. The scenery blends Christian churches and Buddhist temples. Exotic atmosphere unique to Hirado. And not to be missed, the Hirado Bridge, linking Hirado Island to the Tabira district. Part of the island is a national park where you can enjoy various activities, including net fishing, sea kayaking, and horse riding on white sand beaches. Food buffs can also get their fill with specialties such as organically raised Hirado beef and fresh seafood. All around Hirado City, you can sense the history wherever you go. And true enough, every step echoes stories of times long ago. March 17, 2015 marks the 150th anniversary of founding of Christians in Japan. No less than Cotabato Archbishop Orlando Cardinal Quevedo represented the Holy Father and the Philippine Consul General to Japan for this momentous occasion. Christianity was introduced to Japan for the first time by Francis Xavier, who landed in Kagoshima in 1549. The next year, Xavier traveled to Hirado, taught the catechism, and baptized islanders. Soon after, the Nagasaki region flourished with many missionaries visiting. Some of them came from the Philippines, including Saint Pedro Baptista. a Spanish missionary who arrived in Hirado in 1593 after working in Manila for 10 years. Many samurais in Nagasaki turned to Christianity, and Nagasaki was once called Little Rome in the East.
Japan, when the arrival of Francis Xavier, Christianity spread a lot. And then during the Tokugawa regime, Christianity was strictly forbidden. So after the last missionary died, so 1647, we suppose that the last one, there was about 250 years without any missionary or any priest.
However, the times changed and Christianity was prohibited. Christians were executed and many were forced into hiding, practicing their faith as hidden Christians.
The roots of Christianity here in Japan are very deep. And also that the Christian faith, the grace of God kind of finds a way to keep the people alive, the faith alive, and so on.
This is Tabira Church. With the long-standing contribution of the local Christians, the construction of this church was completed in 1918 after Christians moved to Tabira after the ban was lifted. The inside is separated into 3 sections with decorated columns and umbrella ceilings. A great example of one of Tetsukawa's masterpieces. Meanwhile, St. Francis Xavier Memorial, formerly known as Hirado Catholic Church, was established in 1931. Also part of the storied past of Christianity in Nagasaki Prefecture is the Urokami Cathedral, where Urokami Christians upheld their faith despite severe persecution. Blessed in 1914, the church was devastated by the atomic bomb. Reminders of the devastation can be seen today in the precincts, including this atomic bomb statue of Mary, the fallen bell tower, and headless statues of saints. Today, Urokami Church serves as the cathedral of the Nagasaki Archdiocese. When Japan reopened its doors to the rest of the world in 1865, many Christians came out of hiding and built large numbers of churches, including Ora Cathedral.
Popularly known as Ora, this cathedral is dedicated to the 26 saints of Japan. It is also considered to be the oldest existing church in Japan.
In 1933, Ora was designated a national treasure and one of the 13 churches in Nagasaki vying to become a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2016. Nagasaki's Christians faced 250 years of oppression. And as I mentioned earlier, many died for their beliefs, including Saint Pedro Baptista in 1597, and the first Filipino saint, Saint Lorenzo Ruiz, in 1637. Both saints were martyred in Nishizaka Hill. From 1619 to 1800, more than 600 martyrs died in this place.
During the time of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, at 1597, they were forced to walk from Kyoto to Nagasaki, and the idea was to make a kind of performance for the Christians that were very numerous here in Nagasaki. So they wanted the people to get afraid and to quit Christianity. But actually it was just the opposite. When they saw how they died, how they accept with resignation and with faith this martyrdom and so on, actually that increased Christianity a lot.
The 26 Martyrs Monument, the church, and the museum were inaugurated in 1962. Dedicated to the 16 martyrs of Nagasaki is the Nakamachi Cathedral. In 1988, a monument to the 16 martyrs was constructed in a garden at this church. At the unveiling ceremony of the monument, Jaime Cardinal Sin consecrated the monument because Saint Lorenzo Ruiz was one of the martyrs. This year, the little Japanese garden and the monument to the 16 saints were refurbished to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the discovery of the Christians.
Thank you for watching. This has been Kelly Misa Fernandez. Catch us again next week, only here on Trending Now.